This is the Uptick Newswire Stock Day podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube to stay up to date on penny stock news and interviews, public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world, with your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, I have a returning guest, and I'm really excited to have him back on the show. There's been many questions about the company, and I think we're going to actually find some answers today. We're talking no other than Premier Biomedical. They were on the show back in December of 2018. They trade on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol BIEI. And with us today is the co-founder and president of the company and CEO, Mr. William Hartman. Mr. Hartman, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Everett. Always a pleasure.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
Yes, sir. As you came on my show 3 years ago, you guys were an R&D company. That didn't go so well. Then you morphed your company, and today the cannabinoids. So if you would, maybe bring us up to speed where we're at and the new products you have. I know you have at least 8 products. And just kind of bring us over the last 12 to 18 months of what's been going on with Premier Biomedical and why the change.
Thank you, Everett. I think you stole part of my thunder here. At any rate, you're right, Everett. Our R&D program went exceedingly well. The only thing is that we ran out of money. It takes a lot of money to do R&D.
It does.
We had 2 partners. We had the Department of Defense and at the William Beaumont Army Medical Center at Fort Bliss, and we had the University of Texas at El Paso. But the problem was all this research was on our dime, not the taxpayers' dime. So we had some very promising developments, but we've had to morph into a revenue-producing business, and it's been tough. But at any rate, let me bring you up to date. For those that have sent me emails saying, you said X, Y, Z, and is that different than your internal? Well, I have an answer for them. Today I'm going to read a letter that we sent out to 29 recipients, direct recipients, and those are officers, directors, and sales personnel. We're expanding our sales fleet enormously. So I'm going to read this letter, and as we go through it, Everett, if you want to chime in, be my guest. But at any rate, this letter just went out. In fact, we're going to send this out to all of our stockholders. I think it's a good idea to open the raincoat, as they say. But at any rate, this went to the team Premier Biomedical Pain Relief Products. As you are aware, by the way, this just went out within the last week. We currently have 8 topical, all-natural, 50 state legal, pesticide and solvent-free hemp oil, CBD, topical pain relief products that we believe are the very best on the market. And I have some attachments 1 and 2, and people can, when they receive this, they'll get it as well. And by the way, if they want a copy of this, just let us know on our website, and we'll add your name to the distribution. And why do we say that we have the best products? We have a proprietary mixture of ingredients in our products that, by the way, nobody else has. For the most part, consist of more CBD at lower prices than competition and are more effective. And how do we know that? Unsolicited testimony. Satisfied customers validate our claims. To date, we have mostly sold these products via the internet at www.painreliefmeds.com. The majority of our sales have been to end retail customers on that website, with a much smaller percentage to wholesale businesses, primarily to pharmacies, doctors' offices, clinics, etc. Next paragraph. Our internet sales received a serious blow when Amazon refused to permit our sales to continue because our extra-strength products openly advertised CBD as an active ingredient. Prior to our marketing our extra strength products, our regular strength products made no mention of CBD, but rather used the term hemp oil and were approved by Amazon, and our sales were great. We tried to reestablish our position with Amazon several times, but to no avail. Recent passage of the 2018 Farm Bill, which removed the stigma against CBD, has not yet filtered down to Amazon, but we believe that they will change their position in time. In the interim, you have to stay in business during alterations. In order to resolve the situation expeditiously, we have legally reserved the doing business as, or DBA name, Nature's Own Pain Relief. And I love that name because it says we don't have any synthetics, we don't have anything that's going to harm you. They're all natural. And this will be used to reestablish our presence on Amazon with our compliant and now relabeled existing products, as well as with all future products. Whether or not we will retain both the existing pain relief meds labeled product line as well as the new Nature's Own Pain Relief labeled product line via the internet will be determined at a later date based on ongoing sales. We have also decided that in addition to reestablishing our position on Amazon, we must significantly expand our sales via direct distribution to retail establishments. Okay, next paragraph. We've been working with a very large distributor that has access to convenience store marketing and sales. They're interested in our products, but challenged us to develop a line of products that would retail for less than $10 because there are literally few competitors who meet that target. But we went to work and developed 4 proposed products, including 1, a 2 milliliter roll-on, 2, a 3-gram squeeze bottle ointment, 3, a 4-gram pain away stick. I love that name, pain away stick, similar to chapstick, same size. And lastly, a 10 milliliter orange flavored tincture, drops. And this is our first venture into that market as well. So we are very excited about these potential new products, but unfortunately, manufacturer and availability is waiting a purchase order for some or all of these products from the distributor, who will supply half of the upfront cost to build 10,000 of each product up front. We expect this purchase order within the first quarter and are pushing as hard as appropriate. If you push too hard, you can push them away. But the proposal is to conduct a trial program for these products in up to 1,000 convenience stores, and if successful, after a trial period, expand the distribution to up to 10,000 stores across the entire country. That's great news for us. A successful program of this size is likely to bloom into other convenience-type stores and markets across the country. While we have been waiting, we just haven't been sitting here. We designed counter display cases for the new intro products and lockable display cases for our premium higher cost products, and I show those in attachments 2 and 3. Next paragraph. We've been fortunate to develop a relationship with another major distributor, CBD Hemp Distributing Company by name, out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. They have extensive experience in wholesale marketing. As a result of discussions with sales representatives and management of that organization, we have concluded together that our pricing structure must be altered to provide a keystone or 100% margin for the retailer in order for the products to be competitive and attractive to potential retailers. These changes are expected to dramatically increase our sales volume and reduce the necessity to dilute our stock in the future via equity loans. Wholesale prices and margins for the sales representatives and sales managers of the organization will remain unchanged. And then I show a table of our new products, which, while we are still competitive in the market, will be as follows and so forth, and I show those. Next paragraph. We also have another sales organization consisting of 5 experienced persons focused on sales to the military, to long-term care facilities and general businesses, primarily in the South and the West. We have high expectations for this group, as they have been in discussions with these potential buyers, as well as with a major distributor focused on the vitamin and health store market. This is a huge potential for us. We continue to investigate potential joint ventures, both within North America as well as offshore, to expand our sales and revenue. Dr. Patricio Reyes, our Chief Medical Officer and board member, is still in the Philippines holding discussions with potential partners in Asia. Any such potential arrangements must protect our intellectual property and represent the best interest of the company, our officers, and our stockholders. A primary motive for the projected growth of the hemp oil CBD market in North America alone to an astronomical projected level of $22 billion by 2022. Not my numbers, but numbers that are in the industry, is the use of CBD as an alternative to dangerous and addictive opioid pain pills, which studies say are the principal contributor to the 200 drug overdose deaths per day in the United States. That's huge, Everett. 200 people a day are dying from drug overdoses, and studies out of West Virginia say the majority started on pain pills. In summary, we are excited at the prospects of moving aggressively into a renewed internet sales program, as well as into the direct distribution of our products into the retail market. The lessons we learned relative to retail markup expectations should help our entire sales organization make a more convincing presentation of our entire product line to prospective retailers. We must move aggressively now if we are to be a major part of the projected explosive growth of this market.
Bill, we're kind of running out of time today, but I wanted to get to my closing arguments myself. In general here, what would you want my listeners to take away from this interview?
Well, the next thing is I've already covered the hemp oil business, Everett. We've been in discussions with 4 potential partners on the intellectual property that we put on the shelf. I also have a meeting this week with a major investment strategy outfit out of Florida that's going to stop this dilution by lenders. That's huge for the stockholders. And lastly, I've got another point, a CBD product. I'm talking to a major convenience store chain this week. This is a big one, the biggest, and I'm really excited about that, and we're really looking forward to it. The message to your listeners is these businesses, this business in particular, although there is explosive growth, there are a lot of factors. One of our principal distributors had a heart attack we were supposed to get a purchase order in mid-January, and now he's had a major heart attack, and he's recovering, thank God, and we expect a purchase order in the first quarter. That delayed our program. But at any rate, I thank you for the opportunity to be with you, Everett. You do a great job. Your listeners always respond to me, good and bad, and we're doing everything we can. We have a lot of exciting things going on, and we believe we're going to break through here very quickly. Thank you.
The company that we're highlighting here today on Stock Day is Premier Biomedical, Inc. They trade on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol BIEI. You can take a look at them. Their market cap is only $250,000. And you've been listening to William Hartman, the CEO and co-founder of Premier Biomedical. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, Everett. Always a pleasure.
This program is entirely sponsored and produced by Uptick Newswire, LLC, which is responsible for the content. The opinions and information provided on this program are those of the guests and those of the respective companies they represent, and do not necessarily reflect those of the staff or management of Uptick Newswire. Uptick Newswire encourages all listeners of this program to do their due diligence and research when determining investment strategies that'll work for them, or to seek the assistance of an investment professional. The guests of this program may have paid for its distribution and are not directly affiliated with Uptick Newswire or this station.